Do you struggle with getting your handicap down no matter how much you practice? In this video, I'll show you 5 easy mental tips to lower your handicap, improve your games, and most importantly, enjoy golf a whole lot more. You see, the truth is that you can have the best golf swing in the world, but if your head isn't in the game, your scores will suffer. Now, I'm not going to give you fluffy tips like think positive or just relax. No, this is practical, actionable advice that you can start using right away. These pointers are so simple yet powerful that once you start doing all of them, you'll never play golf the same again. Tip number 1 especially has helped Scottie Scheffler become the world's #1 golfer. So stick around for that. It's more surprising than you might think. Alright, let's get into it. Tip number 5. Let's start with something we've all experienced. You hit a bad shot, maybe you chunk it, maybe it slices way off to the right, and it sticks with you. You spend the next few holes thinking about it, and guess what? You hit another bad shot, and another. Suddenly your whole round is spiraling out of control. Sound familiar? This happens when you can't let go of what just happened. Golf is one of those sports where a single mistake can really mess with your head if you let it. So here's the first tip. You've got to forget the last shot. No matter how bad it was, it's done. Move on. This is key. Golf is unpredictable. Bad shots are going to happen, but you don't have to let them affect your next shot. The best golfers in the world have mastered this skill. You'll see a pro hit a terrible tee shot, but then they recover beautifully on the next shot because they didn't dwell on the mistake. Here's a trick you can use the next time this happens. After a bad shot, give yourself 20 seconds, just 20, to be annoyed, frustrated, or whatever you're feeling. Then take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and tell yourself, that's it, it's over. When you step up for your next shot, it's like starting fresh. This is a simple technique, but it can make a massive difference in your ability to stay focused and play better golf. Now, speaking of breathing, that leads us perfectly to the next step. Tip number 4. Control your breathing. This might sound a little weird at first, but it's more important than you can think. Have you ever been standing over the ball, feeling nervous or tense, and suddenly you're short of breath? Or maybe your heart's racing and your thoughts are all over the place. That's when your body and brain aren't working together, and it usually leads to a bad shot. When you get nervous, your breathing becomes shallow, and that makes it harder to concentrate. There's an easy fix for this: slow, controlled breathing. One technique you can try is the 4-7-8 method. Before your shot, inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. This forces your body to relax, slows down your heart rate, and clears your mind. Give this a try the next time you're feeling pressure on the course, especially before those big shots that make you tense up. It really helps to take the edge off. Tip number 3. Let's move on to something that might seem simple, but is actually one of the most important parts of the mental game: having a pre-shot routine. Now, if you've watched any professional golfers, you'll notice they all do the same thing before every shot. It's not random, it's their routine. A pre-shot routine is there to help you get in the zone. Your routine doesn't have to be complicated or take forever. In fact, the simpler, the better. It's all about finding a rhythm that works for you and sticking to it. Here's a basic way to build a routine. Start by standing behind the ball for a moment and visualize the shot. Picture where you want it to go, how it's going to fly, where it's going to land. Now, I know that sounds a bit out there, but visualization is a powerful tool. The key is to stay positive here. Don't think, don't slice it, because if you focus on the negative, that's often what happens. Instead, see the ball going exactly where you want it. Once you've got your target in mind, step up to the ball and take a practice swing. Don't overthink it. This is just to feel the rhythm of the shot. Then, when you're ready, step up and hit the ball. And here's the key part. Once you've gone through your routine, commit. No second guessing, no doubt. Trust your swing, trust your practice, and just hit it. A good pre-shot routine helps you stay consistent and focused, no matter what kind of pressure you're feeling. And when you're consistent with your routine, you'll be more consistent with your shots too. Tip number 2. Now, let's talk about expectations. This is a big one. So many golfers go out there expecting to play perfectly every time. They think every shot should be great, and if it's not, they get upset. But here's the thing, golf is hard. Even the pros don't hit perfect shots every time, and they spend their whole lives practicing. For the rest of us, we need to manage our expectations. You have to be realistic about your game. If you're a beginner, you can't expect to go out and shoot 72, and that's fine. You're learning. Lowering your handicap takes time. But if you're constantly beating yourself up over every mistake, you're going to have a bad time out there. The trick is to set small, realistic goals for yourself. Maybe it's hitting more fairways or limiting your 3-putts. Maybe it's just staying focused for the entire round. Whatever it is, focus on those small wins. And when you make a mistake, don't let it ruin your day. Take a second to reset and remind yourself that bad shots are part of the game. It's how you handle them that makes the difference. Tip number 1. Let's finish up with something that we all brush aside: staying in the present moment. This might sound a bit zen, but staying present is actually one of the best mental skills you can develop in golf. Here's what I mean. When you're out on the course, it's easy to get ahead of yourself. You start thinking about what you need to shoot to hit your goal, or how you need a par on the next hole to break 90. But when you do that, your mind is in the future, not on the shot you need to make right now. The only shot that matters is the one you're about to hit, not the one you hit 5 minutes ago, and not the one coming up on the next hole. The shot in front of you is the only shot you have control over, and that's where your mind needs to be. Here's a simple way to practice staying present. The next time you're out on the course, pick a stretch of 3 or 4 holes where you focus entirely on the process. Forget about your score. Forget about what happened on the last hole. Just focus on each individual shot. What you'll find is that when you narrow your focus like this, not only do you play better, but you also feel less stressed. Practicing and mastering this skill of staying in the present moment is a big reason why Scottie Scheffler is the world's #1 golfer. That's how powerful this tip is. And whether you're trying to play pro or not, let's be honest, golf is supposed to be fun. We're not out here doing our taxes, this is a game. The more you can stay in the moment and enjoy the challenge of each shot, the better you're going to feel and the better you're going to play. Are there any tips you'd recommend for lowering your handicap? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more useful golf videos like this.